Biggest event in crypto is happening in the next 30 days, and it changes everything. And I mean everything. From energy efficiency to the cost of transactions and more scalability, what has been in the works for years is now finally coming, the Ethereum Merge. And I don't think the world really understands what those two words mean, the Ethereum Merge. It's a massive, massive change in the world as we know it. Massive amounts of money are ready to be made or lost based on this change, and we're going to explain it all for you today on Goats and the Metaverse. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we're going to get into the world of the merge. Stanley, are you as excited as I am for what is coming September 15th to the 16th? The merge is happening.
It is all happening, baby. It's happening. Let's get excited. People have been talking about this for a really long time, and supposedly it is almost here. And ETH has been showing up. Crypto overall has been going up, 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 up. Ethereum's at $1,876.50. Sol at $42. ApeCoin almost at $7. We are seeing prices continue to go up. Only a short while ago, we were sitting at $900. So for
I don't want to
those
say I told you so, but I was like, I'm accumulating, I'm buying.
Do your own research. Hashtag not financial advice. But those of you who have some large cojones, like my friend Jossie over there, jumped in and doubled their money. So kudos to you. And the speculation is merge is almost here. ETH is going to 10,000. What exactly does that mean? There's a lot of confusion. Here's a good tweet. Everyone's celebrating ETH merge. Yay! As if they understand how it actually works. Yassi's gonna tell us how it actually works and what does it actually mean and why should anybody care?
Well, why should anybody care? Well, for the first reason is Ethereum is one of the biggest, if not the biggest by transaction and volume crypto blockchain network outside of Bitcoin. It's a $225 billion network. I'll just say that again. It's a $225 billion network. And when a big major upgrade to a network of this size happens, which it is happening on the 15th to the 16th of September, well, the world needs to take notice of that because it has big implications for what may happen to that network. It's been in the works for a number of years. The merge has been coming. The move to proof of stake consensus mechanism, those are big words, has been spoken about, theorized, tested for a number of years, and it is finally coming. Now, what does that mean? Well, what that means is the original cryptography consensus mechanism, the way that transactions are secured and processed in the world of crypto was inherited from Bitcoin, the OG, using a consensus mechanism called proof of work. Every transaction that was being validated using a mechanism where a lot of resources, a lot of testing, a lot of trying to crack a code, in essence, needed to happen. And if you successfully cracked that code, you were rewarded with some shiny Bitcoin. So miners are CPUs, are computers around the world that are trying to crack these codes. And there's been some FUD that has gone around about how much energy consumption Bitcoin takes and how energy inefficient it is and the cost of electricity to do it. And there have been proponents of this new mechanism called proof of stake that uses a different way to validate transactions and to secure transactions. In essence, what you need to do is you stake your Ethereum, you take the crypto that you have, and you lock it away. And the more of that you lock away, the bigger your chance of being able to be rewarded for validating a transaction. And if you act authentically, you get rewarded. If you're a bad actor, if you do something wrong and you falsely identify a transaction as valid, the stake, the ETH that you have put away gets slashed. You lose the contribution that you've put. So it is an incentive mechanism to be honest. If you put up $100,000 to say, I'm going to put up $100,000 in ETH to get transactions so that if I process them, I get rewarded and I earn some money out of that. But if I'm known to be a bad actor, I lose that $100,000. Well, you have no incentive to be a bad actor. That is a very simple explanation of what proof of stake is. And in doing so, it requires a lot less CPU resources. It requires a lot less energy to do the transaction. It's a far more efficient mechanism to do that. It also happens to make you remove ETH out of the ecosystem. It makes you take that Ethereum that you have and lock it away, which, as we know, should increase the demand, well, decreases the supply of Ethereum in the network, which theoretically will increase the price of ETH. That is the theory of what is going to happen when proof of stake is. There's some other technical implications of what that means for your NFTs and the ecosystem, but I'll pause there. Stanley, any questions?
Well, I have a lot of questions, but just I want everybody to be clear. This is huge fucking deal. This has been in the works for what, over 6 years? Has it been 6 years that?
Well, Vitalik said that proof of work was always temporary, and there was always going to be some other mechanism, and proof of stake was always what they were working towards. It's just taken a lot longer than they expected.
Right, and I believe in 2016 he went to Coinbase to actually go through the presentation and tell them about what he has in the works. So to think about that, where he literally had a pitch that he walked in and said, maybe in 6 years this is where we're going to move to. Obviously, he's probably one of the only people that thought Ethereum is going to be as big as it is today. So this is a big deal that this is actually happening. They're completely changing the way it's going to operate. And from what I understand, now there's going to be actually 2 networks. Is that correct, Yossi? A proof of work network and a proof of stake network.
There will be 2 networks. What is happening is miners around the world, people who have spent hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in infrastructure to be able to mine Ethereum transactions and earn those rewards, are saying, well, we are going to continue offering a proof of stake network for anyone who wants to continue validating transactions, securing transactions on that network. A lot of them coming out saying, well, this is the more secure way to do it. This is the OG chain. This is the reason why you should be staying here and not switching to this proof of stake network. Everyone in the Ethereum community, the team behind it all, well, this is where we're going. And the miners are saying, well, this is where you can stay. So what we're going to see is a fork of this network, which means that the base network, the network that we currently know today, will have all of the data, all of the transactions, all of your NFTs, anything that you've actually done on it will still exist on that chain. And the new chain, the proof of stake chain, which will be called Ethereum, will have all of those old transactions transported into this new chain and then continuing. So there will no longer be 10,000 CryptoPunks. There'll be 20,000 CryptoPunks because there'll be one on the old chain and one on the new chain. This goes then to social convention and what is actually real and what isn't real and what's going to be respected. The world will move to the new chain. Everyone will say anything on the old chain is now junk. It's just showing a history, a ledger, but it's all now in this new chain. And your CryptoPunk on the new chain is the one that is valuable, that is traded on OpenSea, etc. But there'll be a time and there'll be money being made on people playing the arbitrage, trading it, selling their old ETH, buying their new ETH, and all of this stuff, which we saw happening with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum and ETH Classic. All of this has happened before. It's not new, but that's what's going to happen.
And I could see it now. The shit posters and the memers saying, here's my Bored Ape on the old chain. It's better than my Bored Ape on the new chain. Exactly. It's going to give the internet content for days, which I think everybody Web3 is going to be very, very happy about because everybody loves it.
And confused. Content. Everyone outside of Web3 is going to be confused, saying, I don't understand.
This thing is supposed to be... They're going to talk more shit and say, look, all of a sudden, here's your JPEG that was on chain and it's authentic. Now there's 2 of them. Can you explain that to us? Which I think is, which I think is a good point from the outside world looking in. And just so we're clear, they did run a test. It was done on testnet. This was something that was in the works for a really long time. The test was successful. And, you know, the merge is coming the 16th to the 17th. And the internet is saying ETH is finally going to go to 10,000. Yasi, I know I'm going to put you on the spot here. Once again, not financial advice. Do your own research. When I started buying Ethereum, and ETH did go all the way up to $5,000. It was, hey, once we get to merge, it's gonna get to 10,000. Obviously, from that point, we went from 5,000 all the way down to 900. We're back to 1,800. Is 10,000? And I know I'm just pulling a number out of my ass here, but is that possible? Can that number actually be hit?
It's a good question. Can it actually be hit? And the theoretical answer is yes, it definitely can be hit. Way I think about it is today we have a $225 billion network. It's not a small number. It's a big number. But what is the value of the world's computer? A network that processes all of the world's financial, or a major significant portion of the world's financial information, trading information, etc. What is the value of that? And if Ethereum can get to that, well, $1 trillion network is not out of the realm of what that value of that network could be. So that's 5 times where we are today. So if we're sitting at $1,800, $2,000, getting to $1 trillion, it's plausible. It can happen. What will happen in that journey? Well, I think there's going to be a lot of highs and lows in that process, and it's also not a guaranteed. Ethereum is showing that it has the best trajectory for that. It's got the most activity, it's got the most development, etc. But it has had challenges scaling. It has had challenges with high transaction fees. When Ethereum was at $4,000 and we were trying to buy a JPEG, we had to pay $200 to $300, $400, $500 a time for a transaction, and that obviously cannot work. And we've seen lots of different ways to try and scale transactions. We've seen newcomers like Solana trying to be the newcomer on the block, saying we could do this at a cheaper price, having its own issues to do that. We've seen Cardano claiming to be the network for many, many years and not launching. We have Polkadot. We have all these other chains trying to claim that space. So it is a competitive space. It is risky. There is risk involved. But ultimately, if it is successful, $10,000 will be cheap at the price.
And I agree with you 100%, right? And I think you said there's going to be highs and lows, right? You know, that number could shoot up once that merge happens, but then it could shoot back down very quickly. And we talked about it, right? Is it proof of stake? Is it proof of work? There's going to be a lot of confusion. There's going to be a lot of backlash. There's going to be a little bit of a shit show. But if everybody ends up going to that new network, and that's going to be the new norm going forward, and we don't know how long that takes, maybe it becomes that $1 trillion number. We get to 10,000. And everybody that was buying ETH at about $30, $50 is sipping champagne on a private island somewhere. Well, we hope you guys learned something. I know I learned a lot today. This was a fun show. Tell us what you learned in the comments. Leave us a comment and tell us how excited you are about the merge. I know we are. Maybe we shoot some goats in the metaverse merge hats. Maybe that's what we need to do out here. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We know we will. And we are counting down the days until September 15th and 16th. Everybody, we'll see y'all on Monday.